At the beginning, Yuma was thinking that there was no winning against a handsome guy. He made a tense face and thought that 2 heartbreaks were what it took for him to learn. He then thought that now the greatest trial of his life awaited him 6 academy princesses, and that he had to conquer them all. The scene then shifted to Yuma's house. Yuma's younger sister, Ayane Kanbara, told him to listen and demanded that he make her a princess. Yuma, with an annoyed face, said that it was weird enough that she was even in his room and asked if she meant that popularity contest kind of princess. Ayane replied that it was exactly that. With a sparkling face, she said that just to be clear, she was super cute, right? Yuma responded that, well, yes, she was in that category. Ayane then said that it was crazy that someone that cute was not a princess and asked if he didn't think that was wrong, showing an angry face. Yuma said that a princess, and then thought that their academy had princesses. He explained in his thoughts that it was a popularity poll for all female students, where the top 6 were bestowed the title of princess. He added that it was by Himegasaki Academy's signature event, the Himegasaki Academy General Election, hosted by the newspaper club. There were 6 girls, and the top 6 were known as the Hime 6, celebrated as the Academy's greatest beauties. It was held every year right before summer break, after finals, and the results were published in the school paper. It was a massive hit with the students and Himegsaki's signature tradition. Yuma then said that she had placed 7th in that election. Ayane screamed and told him not to say it. Yuma then said that actually, wait, wouldn't it be fine to only announce rankings for the 6 princesses? Ayane said that there was a perfectly good reason for that. Yuma told her not to suddenly calm down. Ayane explained that to prove there was no election fraud, they published rankings all the way to 10th place. Yuma responded that it was a fair and transparent PR move but still thought about it. He reflected that 7th place was, and Ayane ended up crying into her pillow. She then wiped her tears. Yuma thought for a moment and then said that he got it, she wanted to be a princess. He asked what she wanted him to do and added that he didn't even know anyone in the newspaper club. Ayane said that it was simple and extended her hand. Yuma reacted with confusion. She then grabbed his collar and said that the princess she was going to win over. Yuma, with a tense face, repeated it, questioning that he had to win her over. Ayane, with a scary face, said yes, basically, he was going to make her fall for him. She explained that if a princess got a boyfriend, her popularity would tank, and if he could win over even one of the 6, she could become the princess. Yuma let go of her and said that, unfortunately, that was impossible. He insisted that there was no way a princess would look at a loser like him. Ayane asked if saying that didn't make him sad. Yuma said that the conversation was over and told her to go back to her room. Ayane said that was fine but then showed her phone. It displayed a message saying that someone had found a wall of text. Bro dropping insane essay comments on an indie streamer's stream. Ayane said that this was about him, wasn't it? Yuma saw at Valhalla from 10 days ago and thought that it was his handle. He realized that it was his long-winded comment to his Oshi, Fenny Tan, his essay-length super chat. He recalled the message. Aya had said, that was fun. Sen had said, thanks for the stream, Fenny, fun. And Valhalla had thanked her for always streaming. He remembered writing that lately. Thanking Fenny-chan had become part of his daily routine. He then wrote that he wanted her to cheer up and that he knew a confession from her best friend was a surprising experience, especially since it was from someone of the same sex. He told her to really think about it and give him an answer, saying that it was important to give a well-thought-out answer no matter what it was. Yuma then thought that he had been in a total trance at the time and had sent a pointless, long-winded message just to cheer her up. He panicked, thinking that if this ever got out, his nickname at school would be Long Text Guy. With a tense face, he thought that his his life was over, and he fell to the ground. He screamed. Ayane sat on his back and said that maybe she should spill the beans that her big brother was Long Text Guy. Yuma shouted that she was playing dirty and called her a little sister. Ayane, with a scary smile, said that it was past creepy, it was actually disgusting. Yuma responded that those meant the same thing. He then thought that this foolish little sister had him cornered and that there was no way he could win over the princess. Ayane then sat on the bed and told him to listen. With a crazy smile, she said that he would do it for her, wouldn't he? Yuma, with a tense face, thought to himself and then concluded that this was how his days of winning over the princess began. The scene then shifted, showing the school building and students. Yuma was sitting at his desk, thinking that even if she told him to make her fall for him, he had no idea how he was supposed to do it. A male student then called out to him asking what was with the long face so early in the new semester. Yuma replied that his younger sister had just asked him to do something annoying. The male student reacted and pointed at the door, telling him to check it out and that it would cheer him right up. Wind Fairy Yukina Kazama had arrived. Yuma made an annoyed face and thought about her. Himegasaki, General Election 4th place. Kazama Yukina, known as the Fairy of the Wind, a beauty known for treating everyone with equal kindness. Yukina greeted him, saying, "Good morning, Kanbara-kun." Yuma responded awkwardly. She sat next to him, and he thought that she was his target to conquer. Yukina said that she had watched all of the anime he told her about and was now curious about the source material too. Yuma reacted excitedly and began speaking rapidly. He explained that the series had an anime that was easy to get into, but he preferred people to read the source first. He said it was a pretty perfect adaptation, with anime-specific effects, and that the battle scenes were incredibly well executed. He said it was satisfying work. He mentioned that his favorite episodes were 19 and 35, saying that seeing two former enemies fight together was exciting. He explained that the protagonist's appeal was that he was respected not only by allies but also by enemies, and that the heroine consistently supporting him was so moving that one could not watch it without tearing up. He continued talking about the animation quality, the passion of the staff, and the director's interview, and said that since she was interested in the source material, he could lend her the volumes. He then stopped and apologized. Yukina, with a cute face, said that he was amazing and that she was glad he was the one sitting next to her. Yuma was stunned. Yukina then said, "Oh, that's right," leaned close to his ear, and said that it was nice to meet him, neighbor, Kanbara-kun. Yuma blushed intensely. After she left, he remained stunned, held his ear, and then slammed his head onto the desk. He thought that Kazuma was a little too close and wondered if he could really pull off a confession like this. He said that his heart could not take it. The scene then shifted to the multipurpose room. Yukina asked what he wanted to talk about, addressing Yamada. Yamada said that he still could not give up on her, even after their seats had changed, and that he had worked hard on himself over summer break. He asked her again to go out with him. Yukina apologized and said that she thought of him as a friend and could not see him as a romantic interest. She apologized again, with tears in her eyes. Yamada said he understood, apologized for taking her time, thanked her, and left. After he left, Yukina was alone in the room. She went to a desk, sat on it, took out her phone, and sighed. With a plain face, she said that she did not care about them once they were already cleared. She then said that watching a hottie's desperate face was reward enough that pathetic face, and laughed while slapping the desk. She said they were still going strong in their second year, and wished they would just give up, as it was a pain getting called out every time. She then checked her phone and said that she had finally cleared more than half the guys in class. She added that maybe she would go for a speed record next. She then declared that her next target was Yuma Kanbara. With a smile, she called him her next prey, and thought that she would just keep playing it up until she captured his heart. Yuma, meanwhile, thought that if he stayed like this, he would never be able to win Kazuma over. The scene then shifted to the classroom. Yukina looked at Yuma and said that he had really nice handwriting, asking if that was right. He replied that his parents were strict. She said that nice writing always made people look smart, and added that he actually was smart. With a cute face, she said that trying not to stand out while actually being high-spec was cool. Yuma thought in surprise. Her eraser then dropped from the desk and landed near his leg. She apologized and asked if he could pick it up for her. Yuma responded and picked it up, saying, "Here." As he did, he saw her underwear and thought in shock that this was that lucky pervert moment. He thought that a gentleman stayed calm and pretended he saw nothing, and that he decided that in 0.01 seconds, he handed it back with a poker face. Yukina held his hand. Yuma reacted in surprise. Yukina smiled and thanked him, saying he was nice. She then teased him, asking if he had seen it, and pointed out his red ears. Yuma, flustered, denied it. She laughed and said he was busted. The teacher then told them to keep it down. Yuma had a tense face, while Yukina smiled and said they got caught being lovey-dovey. Yuma thought that it was not even close. Yukina then apologized, saying she had forgotten her textbook, and asked if she could share his. He agreed. As she got close, his hand accidentally touched her chest. He reacted in shock and apologized repeatedly. Yukina reacted, then, while blushing, called him a pervert and repeated it. She turned away and thought that she was definitely going to make him confess. However, She then thought that it was not going as expected. They listened to a song together with one earphone each. She hugged his arm and wondered why. She adjusted his tie and still wondered why he would not confess already. With an angry face, she checked her phone and saw Operation After School Date for Two. She declared that this was it. Later, while Yuma was walking in the hallway, Yukina called out to him and, with a smile and a blush, asked if he wanted to walk home together. Yukina called out to Kanbara and thought that during the after-school event, she would make him confess no matter what. She then asked if he wanted to walk home together. Yuma had a tense face. The scene shifted, and they were seen walking together. Yukina asked if his place was close to there. Yuma replied that it was just a few minutes away. Yukina reacted with surprise and asked if that was why he chose Himegasaki, because it was close. Yuma confirmed. Yukina said she knew it and mentioned that she had moved around a lot since she was a child. Yuma responded briefly. Suddenly, Yukina grabbed his tie and asked if he was even listening. Yuma reacted in shock and insisted that he was listening. Yukina backed off and ran ahead, suggesting that they stop by somewhere for a bit. Yuma called out to her. The scene then shifted to Himegasaki Park. Yukina stood near the swings and happily said that swings were so much fun. She internally thought that it was time to play up the innocent, childish angle and that she would make sure her skirt swayed more as well. Yuma sat on a swing and said that there was something he wanted to tell her. Yukina reacted internally, thinking that it was finally happening, the confession. She excitedly commented that Kanbara was confessing to her and wondered what it would be. Yuma then called her name but instead asked why she was targeting the guy sitting next to her. Yukina was stunned and shocked. She stopped swinging as the wind blew and muttered vaguely. Yuma apologized. He then thought back to when he had seen Yamada walking while crying and realized something. He remembered seeing Yukina sitting and laughing afterward and thought that her vibe had been completely different. He concluded that she had been laughing after rejecting Yamada. Yuma then said that he had figured it out all along. Yukina laughed, got off the swing, and said that now she understood why nothing had worked no matter how hard she pushed. She realized that he had been sitting through all her attempts while knowing everything. She then suddenly questioned whether he had targeted her just to get some fan service and reacted dramatically. With an angry expression, she insulted his personality, calling him the absolute worst. Yuma fired back, saying he did not need to hear about bad personalities from someone like her. Yukina responded sarcastically, pointing out that his heart had been racing. Yuma snapped back and told her to shut up, thinking that he had his own reasons for not brushing her off. Yukina moved near a railing, sat on it, and asked what he was planning, whether he intended to expose her and knock her down from her princess status. Yuma remained silent and thought that he had considered it, but more than that, there was something else. He approached her and admitted that he had been happy when she talked to him. Yukina was stunned and questioned if that was all it was. Yuma explained that even if it had been an act, he was still happy. He then said that was why he wanted to know why she was doing all of this. Yukina fell silent and then reflected on her past. She said that back in elementary school, she had a crush. The boy had been cheerful and popular and treated even someone like her as an equal. She described him as being like the sun. She admitted that she lacked the courage to confess directly, so she wrote him a love letter. She then recalled the next day, when the boy called out to her and mocked her by showing the love letter, calling her a plain Jane. Other boys joined in, telling him to give her an answer, while mocking her. The boy dismissed her harshly, calling it gross. Yuma commented that it was terrible. Yukina sat on the ground, looking unwell, and said that, at that moment, she decided she would become absolutely cute and take absolute revenge. She dug a stick into the ground. Yuma asked if she had gotten her revenge. Yukina explained that soon after, her parents divorced and she moved away. She took it as her chance and worked hard at everything: studies, makeup, sports, and trends. She said that eventually, both boys and girls came crawling to her. She continued that her parents remarried during middle school, and she returned to her hometown. That was when she met him again. The boy greeted her warmly, not recognizing her at all. Yukina said that it was finally her chance for revenge. She recalled that he later confessed to her, saying he had never met anyone as adorable as her. She remembered feeling conflicted, realizing that instead of frustration, her heart was racing. Despite that, she rejected him. She described how she laughed afterward with tears in her eyes and realized that being adored felt much better than revenge. Back in the present, as the wind blew, she sat atop the jungle gym and said that this was the story of a plain, ugly girl's first love. She then jumped down. Yuma asked if that sense of superiority was what led her to the game she was playing now. Yukina replied that one could say that. She added that she did not hold a grudge against the guy next to her and asked Yuma what he thought now that he knew the truth. Internally, she thought that she was still ugly and plain, that even if her looks had changed, her personality had not, and that she knew her personality was the worst. She braced herself to be told that. Yuma called her name and said that she had done nothing wrong. Yukina questioned whether he had even been listening. Yuma replied that he had heard everything clearly and pointed out that she had worked on herself and that the boy had fallen for her, asking what was wrong with that. Yukina hesitated and admitted that she had made fun of them. Yuma observed her and realized that she felt guilty. He told her that since she had not bad-mouthed them publicly and had only kept it to herself, she was still in the clear. He internally compared it to how many times he had imagined punching his sister. Yukina then asked about the boys she had rejected, questioning whether they were not victims. Yuma responded that if making someone fall for you was a crime, then every idol and celebrity would be a criminal. She fell silent as he continued looking at her. Yuma then said that she had gathered topics to talk with others, learned makeup to look cute, and worked hard in both studies and sports. Yukina questioned what that meant. Yuma stated that she had worked harder than anyone, and that was all there was to it. She was stunned as he looked at her and then extended his hand, saying that he would always lend her a hand if she was ever in trouble. Yukina reacted with a light, dismissive tone, repeating his words sarcastically before saying goodbye. Yuma was confused as she walked away, leaving him standing there. Later, at home, Yuma lay on his bed and said he was home. He thought that he had messed up and failed. He questioned where he had gone wrong and reflected on what Yukina had actually needed to hear. He realized that she had wanted acknowledgement, that she had worked harder than anyone. He believed that what he had said was perfect, yet the result had not gone as expected. He questioned why his calculations had been wrong and imagined how it should have gone instead. Ayane called out to him from her room, asking what he was doing. Yuma, frustrated and emotional, said he could not even relax in his own room. He thought that he had no choice but to act like normal the next day and wondered what Yukina was planning. The next day, while walking in the hallway, Yuma saw other students and made a tense face. Yukina greeted him cheerfully. Yuma responded casually while sitting at his desk. Yukina commented on the heat and warned about heat stroke. Yuma thought that it was business as usual. Yukina then noticed his pale expression and asked if the heat had affected him. Yuma wondered if she was going to act like nothing had happened. Yukina then said that she had something to tell him. She pointed at him and declared that she would make him fall for her no matter what, telling him to be ready. She flicked his forehead. Yuma was stunned as she walked away, smiling. He questioned what had just happened. Later, at the school entrance, he thought that he should have failed that route but wondered what Yukina was thinking. Suddenly, a girl grabbed his hand with tears in her eyes and called out to him for help.
By the way, if you enjoyed the video, maybe consider liking and subscribing, pretty please?